Mention Route 66 to anyone and immediately visions of the ultimate road trip come to mind. You can't help but feel nostalgic for that old original highway that brings back memories of a simpler time. Memories that are passed down from old to young that keep the spirit of the Mother Road alive.
Welcome to Two Wheel, Oklahoma. Join us today as we look at this historic road from a brand new perspective. We'll start our tour in Sapulpa on a fitting entrance that welcomes you to the old road. From there, we'll make our way through all the twists, turns, and towns that Route 66 is known for, until we reach our final destination in Arcadia.
So grab your helmet, pull up a couch. Rex, you ready to go?
I am ready.
Let's go. Route 66 was the first commissioned U.S. federal highway. It finished in 1926, ran from Chicago to California, and made cross-country commerce accessible to everyone. It captured the imagination and the adventurous spirit in all who traveled it, and continues to do so to this day.
What a cool place to start a cruise down Route 66. We're just outside of Sapulpa here on an original stretch of the old Mother Road. This is actually part of the Ozark Trail, a road that even predates Route 66. This one-lane bridge is decked with red brick and rusty steel girders. It doesn't get more American than that.
Everybody loves to come back to Route 66. I know when I was a kid, we traveled from California to Oklahoma, made the trip on most of Route 66.
You never know what you're going to find, the weird little antique mall, the out-of-the-way diner.
It's bringing a lot of nostalgia back from when people traveled the road as an adventure.
Today I'm hoping we can rediscover some of the nostalgia of the old Mother Road and find out what's so fascinating to the thousands of tourists that pass through Oklahoma every year to travel these old bumpy highways and visit these businesses that are still thriving on America's Main Street.
So we're going to be heading west from here down Route 66 to find two of Oklahoma's most original eateries on the Mother Road. Let's go pop wheelies.
What goes through your mind when you're going 80 miles an hour and you see a deer run out?
I can't say that on camera.
Looking for pieces of the old road on a motorcycle gives you a huge advantage because it makes it a lot easier to see those old pieces of concrete that are hidden in the weeds off in the shoulder. And sometimes, you know, you got to pass through kind of tight little areas or something like that a car couldn't take you. And so it makes it kind of fun.
So coming into Stroud, the main attraction there, at least for us, was the Rock Cafe. Dawn runs the Rock Cafe now. She's got a real love for the cafe and Route 66.
When was the Rock Cafe actually built?
The Rock Cafe was built over a period of about 4 years from 1936 until it opened in 1939.
Okay. And most of what we're seeing here today, that's the real Rock Cafe. I mean, that's the 1939 Rock.
This is
for the most part.
absolutely the 1939 version of the Rock Cafe. This is all rock that was unearthed during the excavation, and when they were paving Route 66 along the way.
Okay.
So from the materials that it took to build it, right down to the things and the activities that have happened inside the building, it's a piece of American history.
And you have visitors passing through here that are traveling the Mother Road, like from all over.
Yes. That's what made me stay. I'm a traveler at heart, and traveled all over the world before I came to Stroud, Oklahoma.
And now you're a host.
And now I get to host all these people from all over the world, and it was like that from the first day I opened the Rock Cafe.
Right. You actually kind of have a claim to fame and fortune yourself in a certain movie, I understand.
Yeah, I guess so. I got to be an inspiration for a cartoon character in the movie Cars.
Okay, and that was the little blue Porsche.
And that was Sally Carrera.
So what's in the future for Don Welch and the Rock Cafe?
What's in the future? More of the same, I hope. Let's not have another fire.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the fire. I almost didn't want to bring it up. I understand that it was just about devastated the building almost.
Yeah. I think most normal people would have moved on. Again, that was something that I couldn't do. We lost 95% of our building.
So it was literally just the rock walls still standing.
Well, and you can't dismiss the actual foundation of the Rock Cafe because it's special concrete. So,
wow, really? So that actually helped save the building?
Yes,
wow.
Yes. So it's very special, and I've always loved the concrete floor, and it's something that I've talked about a lot.
Right. So what's the best thing on the menu?
What's the best thing on the menu? I always like to tell people that I took all the really crappy food off of the menu a few years ago.
Okay.
And I kept all the really great things that I loved.
So it's all the hits all the time.
I think it's all pretty amazing.
Okay. Well, we're dying to have lunch, so let's go pick a favorite.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
The menu at the Rock Cafe, it's not your typical greasy spoon. There's your typical fare, road food fare, like hamburgers and sandwiches and that type of thing. But you'll also find Jaeger Schnitzel, not exactly your typical Oklahoma Route 66 road food.
Had a bacon cheeseburger at the Rock Cafe. Very good. Actually, it was better than most any of them I found.
Proper bacon. Is that your
Proper baconing of my burger. I'll go back there anytime. I'll drive out of my way to go see it. I think a lot of people do. They travel many miles, not just to see Route 66, but to see the Rock Cafe and to eat at the Rock Cafe.
People come from everywhere to come here. I mean, we have people from out of the country come. I mean, just to come here. It's different food, it's good service. I definitely would drive.
In Hollywood, they call it Dutch angles. When the camera's cockeyed like that, that's what they call it, Dutch angles. You know why they call it that?
I have no idea.
It's a mispronunciation of Deutsch. Like German
and
Deutsch.
I still don't know why that matters.
German cinema was very popular back in the 20s and the teens.
They showed everything
and
crooked.
The Germans loved to make everything cockeyed.
There's some more
Deutsch angles.
Useless
Some guy
info.
saw it.
Route 66 was Davenport. Davenport's one of the old original towns.
Their main street is about a 3 or 4 block section of red brick.
Nostalgic to see. They're also nostalgic to drive on.
It's not the friendliest thing to travel over.
Very, very nice that it was there and you could see them. Very horrible to actually ride on.
Pretty rough on your dentures.
Maybe I just need a different bike.
Davenport has these very nicely done murals on a couple of the buildings downtown, and we stopped to take a look at those. And while we were there, we met Dutch, who who is a local.
Real neat guy. He knew everything about the town that there was.
He pointed out that in one of the murals, the telephone poles, the artist had originally painted it with only a couple of wires.
If you look at these poles here, I insisted with the artist that he put 10 pins on each cross arm, because
That's how many telephone lines
that's
there
how
were.
well, there were 10 circuits there.
Right. I'd never noticed that.
Well, neither would the common individual, but
Right, right.
Had a lot of pride in Davenport, I can tell you that for sure. And we found out that in Davenport, the carriages were air conditioned back then, according to the mural.
Check the little girl out. She's very comfortable, you know. Whereas this
Comfortable.
dude, he's not
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's kinda-
comfortable, uncomfortable.
kind of sweaty. And,
Well, plus he's pushing the carriage, so
oh,
you'd think he was.
Now I get it. Okay, we need to go to Arcadia. All right,
Let's
back
get on the road.
66. I feel like I ought to be over here.
Every year, thousands of tourists like to travel along Route 66 and retrace the old road. Call it nostalgia, call it history buffs, call them whatever you want, but they seek out these interesting places along the route. The state of Oklahoma actually declared Route 66 a historical landmark all the way across the state. Oklahoma has more miles of 66 than any other state between Chicago and Santa Monica. So obviously we have the most unique landmarks too. We stopped at the Round Barn to take a look and see what that was all about. At the time we visited, they were actually re-roofing a section of it, and that was kind of interesting seeing them nailing the wood shake on the thing, because it's quite a piece of work. I mean, the thing is, you know, it's handmade. There was no order up a Round Barn kit back in 1898 when it was built. It's completely original.
Hey, what's your name? Yeah, I understand you know a lot about this Round Barn.
Oh, yes, sir, I sure do.
What's your name?
I'm Mr. Sam. Everybody in this country knows Mr. Sam around here.
Oh, okay.
All right, now, you know, Daddy had a farm just right down there on the river.
Oh, okay.
You know, all my growing up years, and that's where I lived.
Mr. Sam, full of energy. Couldn't keep up with Mr. Sam.
He'd either just finished an espresso or is just like the most energetic octogenarian I've ever met.
And then about 60 years ago, I bought my great aunt's farm, which is 3 miles east.
Oh, okay.
Right down the road. The prettiest farm in this part of the country.
He was something to watch. You could just feed off of Mr. Sam's energy.
But anyway, I've lived out here, and I know all the stories about the barn and all this country.
Right.
And when people come into the barn, I'll start right here, and I'll go all the way around and telling stories, and they love to hear those stories. They're
Well,
really
how old is
interesting.
this barn? When was it built?
Oh my goodness, it was built back in the late 1897.
Okay.
98. And it was built by Mr. Oder, and what's so strange about it, he built this great big barn right out in the middle of 320-acre farm. And there was no highway, no railroad, no town, no nothing. And he built this beautiful big barn. The upstairs, he built it for loose hay. And see, that was before we had hay balers. And so that's why it's so big up there. But there's no way in this world, when you get up there, you'll see why that they can't fill that thing full of hay. It's just, it goes up to 43 feet up there at the point up there.
Wow.
And it's a monster of a room.
He was more than happy to show us around and give us some history of the barn. And I loved his story about one of the reasons that they made round barns was so that the evil spirits couldn't hide in the corners. I'd never heard that one before.
Up in Pennsylvania, up in Massachusetts, they were very, very superstitious back in the early days. And so the people that built the round barns, the farmers, they were afraid the devil was going to catch them if they caught him up there working up in the loft up there, and in a square cornered barn like that, they would catch him in the corner. And so now if they built a round barn, you go around and around, and
no corners.
He never would catch you.
Okay.
And so that's why they built.
I never heard that. That's interesting. You didn't just make that up, did you?
No.
Sam's telling the truth. He says. Okay.
Now,
I still kind of wonder if he didn't make that up.
Now, Mr. Oder didn't, the man that built this barn, he didn't do that. Now, he built it because Oklahoma has always been known as what?
Tornado Alley.
Tornado Alley. Okay. Now, even back in the 1800s, we had tornadoes here at Oklahoma.
Sure.
And so he said, instead of building a square barn where the wind could hit that flat side and knock it down,
put no
guess
sides
what?
on it.
Look at here. Look at here.
Wow.
Where the wind will go this way and this way.
Sure.
I have stood right here. The wind
It's aerodynamic.
Yeah, the wind blowing 70 miles an hour. And you couldn't even stand up out here. I go inside. You don't even know the wind's blowing.
No creaking.
Wow.
And so that's why he built the round
Interesting.
barn. He did a fantastic job on doing that.
Fun to talk to. He was a neat guy.
I only pray that I'm half that energetic when I'm that age.
Well, Sam, I appreciate it. Very
Okay,
informative. It was nice to meet you.
Okay,
we're
good
gonna
to see
take a
you.
walk around here and
guys.
see a little
We're
bit more of it. It's a pleasure
Yeah.
to meet you.
Okay.
Thank
The
you.
Round Barn in Arcadia, folks. Don't miss it.
From the round barn, you go about 2 more blocks and you experience the now for something completely different.
Pops is really something as you approach because the first things you see are the huge soda bottle sitting out in front.
The architecture of Pops is a ultra-modern landmark for the 21st century.
I wonder if you could tell me the owner of the place and his idea and why, just the basic why behind the place.
Sure. The owner, his father was a soda jerk when he was a kid. We called him Pops. It just kind of started
That's
growing
where
from
the name
there.
came
right.
from.
And he's a big soda buff anyway. And as the idea grew and grew, it just kind of came into the beast that we have today. But that's really where it started there. It was just having to have this piece of property, nostalgia type
Wanted to
of
get
things.
something here and keep the Route 66 going
Right.
instead of shutting down another business.
Absolutely. He wanted to show that Route 66 is still alive, it's still vital, it's still, a part of Americana. It's still there.
I think a lot of people relate the Pop's name to just the sodas and the soda pop that we see. I guess it's almost more of a tribute to the original Pops.
It is, and it's also a tribute to Route 66, and he's a lot of things, with the native rock that's done here. There's 66 redbud trees, the state tree out back. They all run in line with Route 66, or a 66-foot tall pop bottle out front. That was a very important piece of the architecture, being that Route 66 over the years has always been about icons.
Right.
It's been about the unique. And that's certainly what they wanted to do, and what they've accomplished is being able to kind of create an instant icon along Route 66.
It's really neat to see him come back in and create something like that. We can see the soda on the wall here.
Right.
How many, do you have a count on how many different kinds?
Right now we've got right at about 560 different kinds of soda for sale there, and it's as large a collection as there is in the United States.
We all went inside and tried to pick out the weirdest pop we could find, and I wasn't so much looking for a weird pop flavor as a weird pop bottle.
Rex, of course, found some Ramuni, a Japanese soda. I don't know, it may have been fish flavored for all I know, possibly ginger. It had a marble in the top. Took 2 people, a tool that you had to disassemble, and then 5 minutes of work to get the marble out.
Almighty. I can't push the thing in.
You want me to do that for you?
I can't open it.
Then rub it down.
Ready?
Here, you ready? You ready?
Yeah, go. Looky there.
It's only a two-man operation. How convenient. It only takes a tool
But check it out,
and two people to open the bottle.
But see, there's a marble in it.
What a score.
That doesn't matter. There's a marble in it.
Score. It was enough to keep us entertained for 5 or 10 minutes just trying to open it.
Let's try our delicious Japanese soda.
Melony.
It's melony and delicious. It tastes like bubble gum.
I just got one with a lid.
As the day winds down, it's time to turn around and head back home. We'll retrace our path down this historic road and keep an eye out for a piece of history we may have missed along the way.
We hope you've enjoyed riding with us. We'll see you next time on Two Wheel, Oklahoma.
Regular old lid, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's pomegranate.
Oh, Izzy, that's good stuff. Oh, product placement, sorry.
Product placement.
Product placement. That is pretty good. I don't know, it's kind of bubblegummy though.
Audio guys always have the loudest farts. Most crisp, clear.
But I love the marble. That's just, you know.
It's all about the marble. It's all about the marble.
Yummy.
All right, fair enough. Just real quick, I just need to know, Brad, what kind of snake is that?
I think it's one of the long ones. The skinny, long ones.
I'm going to lie and say I had the, I actually just had the club sandwich, I think. But I'm going to lie.
They love me. They really love me.
Talk for me again.
Rakakaki B.
Hi, I'm Brad Matheson with Two Wheel, Oklahoma. Now we're going to take a side trip.
With more miles of Route 66 than any other state, it would be impossible for us to show you all of it in just one episode. There are over 400 miles of the Mother Road within Oklahoma's borders. But in future shows, Brad and I will be exploring more stretches of Route 66 and meeting more of the folks out there on the road. It's been more than 80 years since America's Main Street opened, and some of the people we've met are just surviving. But others are thriving. We hope you'll tune in and come right along. We also hope our travels will inspire you to hit the road on your own. It's never too late to start making your own memories along the Mother Road. When you're ready to go, you'll find some great resources available to guide your journey. And we thought we'd share a few of the publications that we found helpful and can help you make the most of your own Route 66 adventure. First, this is the Oklahoma Route 66 Guide. It's a free publication offered by the Oklahoma Route 66 Association, a nonprofit group dedicated to promoting and preserving Route 66. The guide follows the entire route from east to west with detailed maps and points of interest along the way. The original alignments of the highway are shown, along with the present-day interstate, just in case you have to hurry home. It's always up to date because a new edition is published each June. This guide is invaluable for anyone interested in retracing the original route of the old highway. But the best part is it's free. You can pick up a copy of the Oklahoma Route 66 Guide from merchants along the old road and most Oklahoma Welcome Centers. Or visit the association's website to order a copy by mail or download a printer-friendly version. Another great resource that's free for the asking is Route 66, the Ultimate Road Trip. This is a booklet available from the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department. It's a beautiful book with some great photography and retro ad art, but it's also a handy guide to some of the best stops along the Mother Road. These are also available at Oklahoma Welcome Centers, or you can request one online. Visit our website for links to all these resources I've mentioned today. And finally, a suggestion for all our fellow motorcycle riders that are watching. The name Michael Wallace has become synonymous with Route 66, ever since his book of the same name introduced a generation to America's Main Street. But did you know he also tours the old road on his Harley? He's chronicled the journey, the food, and the freedom of the road in Hogs on 66, Best Feed and Hangouts for Road Trips on Route 66. This is a 224-page travelogue that offers behind-the-scenes looks at life on the Mother Road and the adventure of numerous motorcycle rides. Now, like I said, this is just a sample of resources available to help you begin your adventure on Route 66. We've posted links to these and many more at twowheeloklahoma.com.
There is so much to see and learn about on all our trips throughout Oklahoma that we can't fit into just one show. So to learn more about all the places, people, and bikes on the show, head on over to twowheeloklahoma.com. There you will find everything you need to know about the history of the towns, the roads, and the people we meet. You can read up on the gear we wear and the bikes we ride.